All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the world it is that you are in right now. Welcome to another edition of the Alleged Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. We are here today with BigDunka versus BombchuMissile in basically our tiebreaker round to see who goes to our bracket of 64. My name is Dazed Cloud, and I am here today with WolfLink0370. Say hello.
Good evening, everyone, and yes, we have a losers round 2 matchup here. Loser is going home. Thankfully, they have a 1-game buffer here between each other. And just to basically go over the road here in case you haven't seen it yet, BigDunka here had 2-0 against Catabat, but then in the winners finals lost to Weighty Worlds. So Weighty Worlds has moved on. Speaking of Weighty Worlds, he also defeated BombchuMissile, knocked him down into the losers bracket with a 0-2 sweep, and then BombchuMissile came back against Catabat 2-0 to get to where we are right now, this game right here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
Yeah, hopefully we can get ourselves a nice clean race here. We won't get too many crazy stuff. Hash is pretty open. There's nothing that we want to try to read from that thing today. And it looks like we are off. Looks like BombchuMissile is going to favor our uncle start. BigDunka is going to go start out in Sanctuary.
20 rupees is a good start. Arrows not as good, but that's fine. 5-6 crystal up in Hera, red pendant over in Eastern, and I believe we saw a blue crystal down over in Desert.
I want to agree with you there. It was quite fast.
Gotta train your eye to catch those fast checks.
Oh, you're telling me. So we get our first tree pull of the day. Just some hearts here. So that's nothing particularly interesting on both sides. BombchuMissile making his way into Uncle, going to find a. Just a second.
Red potion.
Oh, a red potion. Not too bad right there.
Don't meanwhile checking the lumberjack ledge. This could be important. Nope, it's only 50 rupees. And there's the Bombos medallion.
Okay, so that's a pretty good start there for BombchuMissile there. He's going to have the Sick Kid check able to be completed on his first trip into Kakariko. So that's a good start.
Indeed. And has a little bit of money to work with going into Kakariko as well. And there's this pack of 3 bombs. That's actually very, very good.
Yeah, that's going to save BigDunka at least another trip here. He's not... It'd be interesting. I don't think he'll do the new meta where he saves and quit out of this now that he's got those bombs.
I've never actually seen someone do that. But yeah, with 3 bombs, I'm definitely going to check Kakariko.
Definitely. You want to get to this large area of items as quickly as you can. So on Dunka's side there, that is an Ultros sprite, if I'm not mistaken, and it looks like BombchuMissile is favoring our good old friend Boo from the Mario series there.
Yeah, two notorious enemies. Ultros, I think, is a recurring minor villain in Final Fantasy 3/6. I haven't played that game in a while.
Been years and years and years there. 300 rupees to start off, a new change of clothes, heart container, and a B. So that early bottle for BombchuMissile is not really going to pay off any sort of advantage, unfortunately.
Cadence of Mario, though, on the meantime, that's pretty good to have.
Yeah, you're gonna be happy about finding that one. That is likely a required item.
Yeah, especially with 2 pendants in the Dark World still. And just even though Misery Mario Turok could still be pendants, Ice Palace could still tend to require it if Colster has that small key.
Right, and what's more, if you don't want to get up to GT to only find out that your big key is on the right side and you don't have that cane.
Yeah. So it's a nice safety to find, and hello, Bo. One of 2 that are in the seed now that they are progressive.
Right, and that's an interesting finder right now. So you've got the bow
and a sword.
Green. And a sword. Well, now, what do you want to do with Eastern Palace? It's an early pendant. What do you want to do with that?
I'd say, in all honesty, I'd probably avoid it for the time being. It's not really worth warranting going over there other than checking the hospital as well. And if they can find the mirror, it's better to route with Pod if it takes Pod as a crystal.
Oh, I would completely agree with you there. We're looking at having. I mean, we're getting some items, but we're not getting Dark World progression items yet. No Moon Pearl, no hammer, no gloves yet. A bit early to say Agaseed, but I mean, a sword early nudges you in that direction a bit.
Yeah, but just one sword early could mean anything.
Exactly.
We need to see a little bit more information. I don't like how barren this Kakariko is in terms of in terms of items. We do have the bow, we do have the cane. There's anything that says, hey, you should probably start checking other spots.
Right. This is the fun of open is that you've got a 3, 4, or 5 large concentrations of items, and you just kind of have to guess which order you should be taking them in, because it can save you a little bit of time, it can lose you a little bit of time, but it's just one of those things where you don't know, and your opponent could always take a different route. If your opponent took the south route today, they might have be going into Kakariko and being able to go directly into the Dark World from there.
Of course, South Shore is a common play to take, but doing a South North is not that common in this. Usually you go to Uncle and then you go to Sank.
A lot of times, yeah, but I've seen a couple of interesting routes here on some of the races I've taken. I've seen Eastern plays early. I've seen South plays. I've seen runners just avoid Kakariko for the first 10 minutes, which left both of us scratching our heads here, trying to figure out exactly what are you guys doing.
Yeah, that's really the beauty of open mode, is that there's like 1,500 different ways you can route the opening. I'm probably exaggerating there, but you get what I mean. There's pretty much an endless possibility.
I understand completely here, yeah, and it looks like right now we're gonna get our first real big divergence here, as Dunka is going in to escape, while BombchuMissile is starting to head south, pulls a heart container out of the dam, is gonna have to walk back in to drain it, and find out what else we can get.
I like this play from Duncan because we've got 3 different weapons that you can potentially get in a standard randomized swords: the sword, the bow, and the cane of Samaria. Probably is telling us that you need a weapon and start going down here. Let's see if he's right. Oh, but there's the hammer for Bombchu.
Okay, so now we're starting to get somewhere right there. Maybe South Shore was the answer today.
Well, the siege is still early.
Well, yeah. At this point, it's all speculation. I mean, at this point, we're just trying to say, okay, Seed, show yourself to us. Come on, give us something to work with here right now. We're just running around hoping that we get something.
Second chest in Escape. Just a heart piece.
Bombchu having a lot of fun with these mini mold arms who just do not want to stay still, or making him have to work for getting these 5 chests out of the back here. 20 rupees, a little plastic shield, another 20 rupees. There's your glove. And 10 arrows. Okay, so South Shore is paying off a little bit right now.
Still don't have Dark World access, though. We still need the Moon Pearl, and for all we know, that could be on the pyramid.
Oh yeah, we until we find that Moon Pearl right now, everyone will be checking every single thing. It looks like Dunka here is going to set up a death warp to go check that Dark Cross location.
Also, I like that we got the boomerang 1 chest later than we should have.
Yeah.
And that death sprite's pretty good.
Yeah, some slight vanilla action right there.
Oh. That distinctly puts one of the most infamous segments that I remember from Final Fantasy in my head.
Oh, what's that?
The Opera House.
Oh,
Have magic in Ice
yeah.
Rod Cave.
Definitely there. Now, I kind of agree with BombchuMissile's idea to save and quit out of there right now, even though he doesn't have the rupees for Zora. And if you fake flipper from that location, you basically are running yourself into a situation where you can check Hobo. Without the Moon Pearl, Waterfall Cave is useless to you. So with the common play of fake flippering there, not really worth it for you.
Okay.
Oh.
That's important to note, because that means we need a fire source before the top of the mountains. And hi there, Boots.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, we have fast travel 2 different ways.
Oh, this is that is an interesting little. So that's probably better for. I don't know exactly the not in logic flute. There's probably a better find for Dunka than otherwise, because if I'm BombchuMissile, it's gonna take me a long time to go back and get that one out of the Dark Cross there. That's a nasty little location to grab a flute.
And there's the shovel. So the flute is lamp or fire rod locked. So if we find the flute or the fire rod up there, then we know the lamp is somewhere that's available outside of a dark room. If we find the lamp up on Death Mountain, though, the fire rod is logically locking Death Mountain.
Right. And Dunka doing something kind of nice there with the when he was summoning his duck there for the first time. He walked up with his sword charged. And when you do that, you can actually cancel the cooldown there. It's a small little optimization. It saves you about 3 seconds there, because you release your spin speed, and all of a sudden you can immediately summon your duck and start your flying here as he gets into there and picks up the half magic out of Ice Rod Cave.
Meanwhile, we are going to see the sequence break onto the Death Mountain. Looks like BigDunka will soon follow. No, I'm going to check South Shore. That also makes sense.
All right, Dunka's going to have his Dark World access here extremely quickly within the next, 2 minutes, while didn't look like BombchuMissile got anything for the old man check. Couldn't really see.
Well, you say Dark World access, but we are still missing that Moon Pearl.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We are saying I somehow just kind of expected it to be in the Bonk Rocks there, but instead all we got was that shovel, so...
Yeah, but looking at this right now, very unlikely that it's going to be an Agassi. We got plenty of items, and we're more weighted to finding the Moon Pearl than we are finding the cape and the lamp. Or lamp might just be right here inside Hospital's closet. Nope, there's the fire rod. That puts the flute in logic, actually.
Right, and now there's the question for BombchuMissile. Are you gonna go and are you gonna go to escape now and get your flute? Because hope so. It looks like you might here. All right, he's heading that direction, so that's probably a great thing for BombchuMissile. To be honest, I would make an extra effort here to route that shovel spot in when you get the chance. Early game, a fetch quest like that, I've got no statistics to back it up with, but it feels like they'll usually have your progression.
There's the Master Sword.
We've got something brewing here. We're getting some really good information there from our runners. BombchuMissile makes his way to the back, and Dunka is going to the old man in the desert here.
Yeah, so to explain something real quick as to something that might confuse a new viewer here. In version 31, we do have the logic in place that dark rooms are in logic if you can light the torches in the room with the fire rod. If you can see, if you know they're there, it's in logic.
Exactly, and there's only 3 rooms in the game where that actually works. It's the Dark Cross, where Duncan picked up his flute, the room with the 2 Igors in it in Eastern Palace, right behind the big key door, and the dark basement of Pod. Um, the other dark rooms don't have torches, so they're technically still not in logic. It's one of those things that can help you a little sometimes with Eastern routing. It's tricky though. You don't want to overthink it.
Well, technically, there are torches in the way to Helmasaur King as well, but there is at least a couple of rooms that do not. So that puts it out of logic.
It looks like BombchuMissile's taking their death warp here, and he's probably going to go get his flute. This is good for him. Dunka's gonna likely go get his shovel, and then we'll have to see exactly what these runners want to do. That Eastern Palace suggestion is starting to get a little bit more weight to it there with the fire rod and the bow and everything else.
Yeah, at this point, going to do Eastern Palace seems like a more valid play, because with the fire rod in hand, that puts doing everything except the vanilla big key chest in logic. Now, if the big key is there, that means we can't finish the dungeon. But if it's anywhere else, we can. And there's the torch being lit, which is perfectly in logic.
BombchuMissile picking up their flute there. Now, that flute could also mean that we could have a Moon Pearl just sitting up here on top of inside of Spectacle Rock. Sorry.
That is true. Well,
BombchuMissile chose not to check it earlier, so it could be just sitting there right there for him.
or it could be on the shovel, which I believe he is checking now.
Alright, well, we're going to get answers to both of those here in just a second, as BigDunka is using that spin speed to get up to the top of Death Mountain there very quickly.
Alright, what's on Spectacle Rock? 300 rubies. Dig spot. Only a heart piece. Inside Spectacle Rock, the Moon Pearl.
Yep, there it is.
Alright, so Flip Loot was required for Dark World access. That's what we can take away from this.
Right, so that fire rod in the back of Sasharalla's closet there led to finding the flute in the Dark Cross, which then led to your
Moon Pearl,
which
yeah.
then finally led to your Moon Pearl. There's a little logic chain for you.
And that's pretty much how the randomizer goes. There's an item that locks another item, and eventually you find all the bits and pieces as a result that let you find everything you need for Ganon.
Right, these logic trains, they're good to find if you can get locked into them there. That'll help you out quite a bit. Dunka's gonna get his little piece of heart here from the shovel spot, and BombchuMissile is gonna go down and check Old Man Desert here. Advantage BigDunka here by getting that Moon Pearl early. BombchuMissile could have had that probably getting to be about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's a good thing that BombchuMissile did not get it as early as he could have. And the reason mainly is because of the flute. We don't know if the flute's required yet, and when would he have gone to Dark Cross to check that had he have found it?
I would yeah, no, when you put it that way, yeah, I'd have to agree. It did kind of work out that way for him, and he might be heading up. Nope, he looks like he's going to be fluting away there. The problem is that he could quite possibly be last locationing that area, because he's probably gonna go finish Eastern right now, and for his sake, you kind of hope that there's an item in Eastern.
Yeah, that would actually be quite advantageous for him. But at the same time, there's nothing here. He's wasting time.
Exactly. That's the problem with kind of these you never almost don't, especially in the early game, you don't want to isolate something like Spectacle Rock or something. Because, yeah, yes, you can run up, you can go and save and quit from the old man, and you can tell yourself, oh, yeah, no, I can just save and quit immediately back here. It'll be fine, no problem.
Meanwhile,
But
we
when
did
you
at the
do
map
that-
check. Green Pendant Skull Woods, Pendant Mire, and 5-6 at Swamp.
Ooh.
So the flute
So,
was only required for Mover of the Sea. But it is also a point to note that we could need it for desert access with a combination of the Titan's Mitts and the Mirror.
and the other thing to kind of note there as well, if I'm running this seed right now, I'm getting a little nervous that this might be PED, and I wonder if that might be the reason that Dunka is kind of doing a little bit of an earlier skull woods dive here. I'm running, because if I'm running this, those are some of the easier. You already have most of the access you need for those. You need mitts to get into Mire, and you would need a lamp for Mire to be in Logic, but I would be concerned.
I mean, BigDunka might also just be treating Skullwoods here like an overworld location, making sure to give it a quick look through.
Very
Not really
commonplace, though. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's at this point, it's all speculation.
Yeah. But given the fact he didn't rush the back, it's more likely that he's just looking around to get what he can get, and is going to ignore them all. And I think we found both items. I could be wrong.
I know I saw that one. I guess not in both items yet, but that's definitely getting that green bottle there. Will give him a little bit of a safety, but not too much.
So it's map and the second item in the back.
BombchuMissile not getting anything out of Eastern as well there. He got all the way to the big key chest and realized that, oh, all I'm going to get is another 20 rupees. So time for him to figure out where his moon pearl is. And yep, he seems to know where it is. And oh!
Another sword on a ledge we can't get to just yet.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Oh, that's an awful dead rock location there for BombchuMissile. He can't really do anything about it. He can't get in the door to reset it. Oh, that's terrible. All right, gets around it though, finally.
Yeah, that's an annoying dead rock.
Just the most well-designed enemy in the game, you know? Just the best.
Sankart, meanwhile, here in the Sea House. I like the fact that in Link Between Worlds, though, you can at least kill dead rocks.
Oh, I mean, you can technically do it in this version too. It's just, you know, it requires.
Well, I mean, without transmutation, you can actually just smash them with a hammer, and they die.
Oh god, if I could do that in here, I'd just be running. I think anytime that I was feeling like had a particularly stressful day at work, I'd just take my hammer up to Death Mountain and just start smashing dead rocks.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? Anyway, so far nothing here in Thieves Town of note. Found the big key already.
Bombchu picked up his. Sorry, that's a great bunny sprite right there.
Clippers. All right. And okay.
So, you wanted to give him a little bit of a blessing there? It sounded like is that what you were going for?
I didn't expect it actually. That's what I'm saying, going by. But those silver arrows coming really early before we even get a boss down, that's gonna make pretty much every boss trivial except for the ones that are immune to arrows. And there's only a handful.
Oh, I mean, both of these runners are going to be extremely happy about that, honestly. Trying to think what we can really do with any of those things right now. I mean, the flippers just kind of open up. Well, oh god, no, not we don't have Ice Palace yet, but it's close. As soon as we would find mitts, Yeah, we just have the flipper checks open to us there. It didn't really open that much.
I mean, for all we know, the flipper checks could allow us to have something important behind the waterfall cave.
Well, of course. Dunka getting kind of hammered in that hellway down to 2 hearts. Hopefully, I mean, I assume he'll be fine here, but dude.
Well, these buzzes only do 1 heart of damage with Bloom now. But they are
thankfully.
very dangerous rats.
Yeah, Dunka's trying to play it safe there as best he can. Taking his hammer out and taking a couple of swings at them to make them go away. Alright, Bombchu getting to the sea house, picking up his sank heart. Having to see, you know, at this point, we're just kind of in the mode of waiting for Dunka to finish off this dungeon, give us a little bit of a give us a little bit of an idea of what's next for ours.
Well, if I can speculate a bit, which...
Oh, I've been doing nothing but that for the last 20 minutes. Please join in.
Most likely the play will be after this is to potentially just jump down to the south, check the Ding game, check Stumpy, and then just go over to Hype Cave and then maybe to the eastern area from the Dark World.
Yeah, at this point, you've got everything you kind of need for Pod. I mean, it's part of it won't be in logic, but the runners of these caliber can go ahead and complete that without too much problem. They'll just light the torches in the turtle room, and that's really the only difficult dark room after a point for them. Circling around a pod seems like the best play to make. I'm just kind of wondering if we will get an item before that to kind of change anybody's mind.
Yeah, that's just something to consider as well.
Dunka is on his blind fight right here. Say it with me now. 9 hits to blind. Doesn't matter what weapon you use. You can keep it on script. It'll be done in no time. That was mostly on script, so he is rewarded with his first crystal of the day.
And blind with his map again. I wonder if that's in Braille for him.
Now I'm hungry. Oh, Dunka taking a slightly different route there to the bombable hut. I haven't really seen that one, and I might actually steal that. That was smart and quick. I like that actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty good highway to the bomb hut. Doesn't have to worry about taking a turn or two.
Yeah, and there's always that one guard there when you dash down from the right of the chest game, who always seems to be in the worst location. You have to take an extra slash at him or something. You can never get him out of the way in the way you want. Alright, let's get a little dig game action here. I'm going to say 14. Darn. Oh, 15. Come on.
And that's the Book of Majora, though, so that gives us access to desert, and we can full clear it as well.
Right.
And
so
at least with both bows, with them being progressive now, that's pretty all right.
at this point here, that's 2 more crystals that we can complete here. So we're starting. The seed is starting to motor along a little bit for us here. Give us a little bit more things that are actually, you know, obvious to do.
All right, time for the hype cave.
5 items used to be very valuable items in the past. or so I've been told.
I've been hearing a lot of names for this cave usually.
3 bombs, a piece of heart, 3 more bombs, the mushroom, and 10 arrows.
Cave of Disappointment.
That was an okay hype cave. It depends on what's behind that mushroom. Which BigDunka will most likely be fluting to 3 and burning all the magic that they have at their disposal. No, I'm gonna check desert first.
Yeah, at this point you've got that sword just sitting there right on that ledge for you. I can see why you would do this play very quickly. You want to kind of find out, you know, what else can I do right now? That mushroom's probably going to sit for a little while he finishes out a few more of these dungeons.
It's hard to believe we're only 30 minutes in and we still have so much to find. And with the book, I should also know we can read the pedestal to see if that's required. I highly doubt it is, but it could be.
This is time to take a quick stock of what it could be here. We're looking at hook shot, ice rod, any of the other 2 medallions, and a mirror. So, I mean, number of things, but yeah, I would agree with you. Pedestal seats are extremely rare.
Yeah, in terms of the medallion, it can be anything except the medallion it currently is, and if it's not not bombos.
And it's only the medallion that would be required for Turtle Rock. So
yeah, but if they're the same medallion, we point.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dunka is running his way through desert right now, not really picking up anything of interest so far.
Yeah, and we know where 3 swords are.
Dunka's going to get his second one in as soon as he steps outside here to make his way back to fighting Landmo, because it's just sitting there on Desert Ledge. BombchuMissile going to give us that other play. He's going to be heading over to Pod, it looks like. Is he going to go up to Pyramid first?
Pyramid first.
Yes, he is. Okay.
And just as a reminder, folks, the other sword we discovered is on Bumper Ledge. We need the cape port, though.
Oh, and this might get into one of those really nasty situations here where, say that is the only other sword that you know of. You get to a Master Sword Ganon fight, or you could go and take the 2 minutes to run over to a Bumper Ledge to go and pick up that Tempered Sword.
Well, the cape's not in place, so I wouldn't worry about the sword on Bumper Ledge. And we have silver arrows as well, so Master Silver's fight is not that bad. Now, if it was Master Silverless, I'd definitely go for the sword.
Right, yeah, I kind of forgot that we got silvers at the already. I'm just so not used to seeing silvers by 30 minutes in this siege. Usually silver's tucked way back in GT Tower.
Yeah, and in a place no one's gonna get.
So many silverless seats.
That's what you can get with on advanced logic, though. So BombchuMissile should be able to mostly full clear this. We'll definitely full clear Palace Artist out of logic.
Dunka just obliterating those poor Landmos there. 3 arrows, then their complete 0 cycle picks up. Looked to be only a couple, like a little piece of heart or something from it. So that's not our progression either. So, hey, BombchuMissile, you want to find us something that we can, do something with?
Well, it is the second crystal, so eventually that'll let us get up to Ganon's Tower. And yeah, gonna go over here, gonna follow suit. And Dunka will have an easier time against Helmsor King as a result with this sword in hand. So overall, it was the wiser play for Duncan to go and get the sword first.
At this point, though, it's a 1 silver arrow right to the jewel on Helmasaur's head there. So I don't know that the Master Sword really is going to help him that much more.
Well, it'll help him kill the turtles as well.
Oh, true.
Gives him more reach. And
I mean, it can be useful for him for sure.
yeah, really, there's no real point not to pick up the Master Sword. You need it regardless.
Yeah, Ganon doesn't exactly appreciate it if you're trying to hit him with the plastic sword. He kind of laughs at you and calls you bad names.
And even with the Master Sword, you can only damage him with spin attacks. He just shrugs off and he slashes at him.
Yep. I do appreciate, though, that every once in a while when you forget the settings that you're playing on, you jump into Ganon and he starts calling you a dingus. That always makes me feel really, really good. I mean, it makes me laugh enough to not get mad at myself for forgetting the settings.
So 4 small keys guaranteed to the front here. And I think yeah, BigDunka is gonna make sure.
Oh,
We've got 2
definitely.
small keys thus far.
I think Bombchu is headed on the way to the back himself right now. Hopefully we can actually find out what pod's hiding for us here. It's got to be something at this point, unless where we're supposed to be is doing those flipper checks right now.
Well, this is the more item dense. So it makes some sense to come over this way. Key for a key.
Kind of surprised Bombchu didn't go down to the dark rooms first there, because if you leave there with less than 2 keys, that tells you don't need to open up that room down to the south of you.
Yeah, get a ton of money there, and a small key as well.
So, as is right now, there's nothing else in logic in pod right now.
No, there's not. Not gonna stop BombchuMissile from checking the dark maze though. Just as to be careful, all the Kodongos in here. Looks like it's the first chest. That was money.
Yep. Saw the numbers there going on up. It's always hard in these dark mazes because there is quite a list of items of things that don't ooh, down to half a heart there. He's got to be really careful.
Gonna be wise here. Use bombos to kill all the Kodongos on screen.
Totally respectable decision there. Just when in doubt, nuke everything.
Red boomerang. And I missed what BigDunka got on the left chest.
That's a small key on the big.
Oh,
on
I meant the other chest. Sorry.
Oh, the other side. Yeah, I don't know. Ice rod. Ice rod. Oh, wow.
So the ice rod was found in here. Ooh, that's some. That's a juicy item to find. So unfortunately, it's not a bed.
Yeah, we know that much here. So that little amazing seed is not going to be happening today. Does put us 1 item away from being able to complete it there. So low percent early turtle rock dive sounds like a fun day, right?
Okay, so it was the ice rod in the dark basement. It looks like, I believe. So
If we
both
can
runners
find
have
some
that.
mitts, that's if we can find some mitts and we have the medallion for it, then guess what we get to do? And Dunka takes his, I believe, death warp there to go back to the beginning.
Yeah, that was
Such
definitely a death warp.
such a great death sprite.
So both runners should now be heading over to Helmstar King. We'll see if... No, actually, Duncan can't even check the eastern area. Never mind. Good shot from Duncan, though.
Didn't even line himself up, just went straight for it and nailed it. Bombchu is looking to be in the dark turtle room and didn't immediately go to light the torch. Oh, this could be a problem here, because now he's got a... There he goes, he found it. Okay. Usually when you walk in there, you just want to hold left until you kind of get stuck on the wall. Let your torch off at that point there. Because otherwise you can get knocked around by those turtles and have a real tough time finding those torches.
Yeah. Of course, I just tend to go for the upper right one whenever I have the lamp, and then I just essentially just combo them, defeat one, stun the other, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
It ends up working out.
If you end up going in there just purely dark, you're just hammering away at nothing until you hear something. Alright, one silver arrow to the jewel on Helmstar King, and he's going to give us a couple of nice little fireworks show and show us what exactly he's been holding.
Ammunition. Return your investment and then some.
Wow, okay, so yeah, this is also not where our progression lied.
Well, it did have some progression, but just a long-term progression.
Right, long-term progression, exactly, right.
Yeah, it had our ice rod, which both runners have definitely picked up.
Oh, and both runners will be ecstatic to have found that now, not having that as your last item.
Yeah, now it would just be the medallion.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's just like, yeah, it's not an ice route hunt. Or it kind of is, but it's not. Bombchu looks to be doing what BigDunka had finished just a little bit earlier. So the question here will be for Dunka. Okay, so
I think if you're Duncan in this position and you're in this dark world, yeah, I would say go to Catfish.
yeah, it's not going to be you're not going to really have a better time to get back here. And our tracker there picking up a really good point here. Now, Dunka is actually still short on Zora money, so even if he wants to go and make that run up to Zora afterwards, he's going to have to farm a little bit of money somewhere.
Well, we had the shovel. We could just dig it up.
Yeah, but you never know how long that's going to take. You know, that like sometimes you're just going to get bombs and bombs and bombs, and usually digging something up, you're going to get exactly the opposite of what you actually want. At least it feels.
Yeah, pretty much. There's at least 20 rubies to add to the Zora fund. And both runners do have access to what we call the hula hand strat over at the graveyard.
Right, so that'd be the quick and easy way to do it.
Yeah. There is a bit of a safety room if you desync the pits, folks, and it's known as the hula hand room. In part because that's where the Nintendo put a secret message from a contest winner. Strange that they hit it like that, but so it goes. But in that room is also 225 rupees on the ground.
Now, if the story goes with that hula hand room, nobody discovered that for like the first 15 years of the game or something like that. I don't know if you had heard the same thing on that.
I have not. All I know is it was a Nintendo Power Contest winner. Magic Powder from the Catfish.
That's one more kind of out of the way check that they can do there. That means also turning in the mushroom right now has no sort of penalty.
Yeah, I would do it just to get rid of, just so it saves you an input.
Because reading your mind here, he's going directly there.
I mean, no reason not to.
Makes sense, of course.
What you can do is slightly different strat here with the Lamolas. Gonna go ahead and use the Fire Rod.
Game 0 cycle.
And Mushroom's only 3 bombs.
Right. Tie it up on crystals again, and I guess powder will be our next place to go and take a look for things here.
Yeah.
Seed is feeling a bit stingy here, so sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Bonchu's gonna heavy hit. Bonchu's not into Agina. Is Bonchu dashing over to... Oh, okay. An alternate grinding spot. 50 rupees in the pots here.
Alright, this is smart. It's going to leave him 2 rupees short, but I mean, 2 rupees is something you can pick up pretty much anywhere.
Exactly. Could even kill a couple of the Zoros along the way. But no, just gonna go in and pick up one more pot and leave.
Hey, both of our runners are just kind of sitting here trying to figure out what's next. We're 45 minutes in. We're waiting for something to unlock a large part of the seed right now.
Our tracker is bringing a good point. Have we seen the stun prize? I don't think we have.
I think either runner has decided to use their boomerangs at all.
And there is Dunka doing the bomb trick to get into the Houlihan room, but unfortunately is not getting a good position, it looks like.
I've never seen the bomb bounce a person that way. What's going on there exactly?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was strange. That's got to be one of those like fire rod kind of altitude glitches, kind of the same thing as the spooky action. It sometimes that happens when you're trying to set up a Hera pot up in Tower of Hera. You'll get a really weird thing because if you're getting technical like that, it's something like because you picked up one of the items, picked up one of the drops from an enemy, it reset your item, your altitude thing, and so your bombs are dropping you're getting bounced in the complete opposite direction that you expect to be. It's just a weird thing. The game is weird, man.
It really is sometimes.
Okay, and BombchuMissile not getting anything out of the waterfall cave there, and Stunka shows us again the hobo didn't have it either. This could actually be really bad for Dunka because there's 2 locations left here.
Well, it's not on the ledge.
Boy, he might have to go try that Houlihan again.
He might. Or he might have to just check the stun price and hope it's 20 rupees. And stun 5 enemies. We've had the means to do that. The mirror.
Ooh, that's gonna be a lead for Bombchu right there. That's gonna give him a little bit of extra mobility there. That opens up all of Death Mountain for him right now. He's on his way up there right now, it looks like.
Yeah, later on it opens up Swamp as well. And also opens up a few. It also opens up a few scattered overworld locations. We've isolated Cave South of Grove, Graveyard Ledge. There's 300.
Game's just taunting our runners at this point. Hey, did you want this? Oh wow, this is so we're here now, 47 minutes in. We're about to start getting some information here about what we're really about to see. As BombchuMissile picks up his ether tablet here and just gets 20 rupees from it. Man, we are... Something's got to give here eventually, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, you mentioned the Harapod trick, but we unfortunately cannot do that right here, folks, so we won't be seeing that here in this Hara climb.
You're deciding to go... Oh,
never mind!
Okay. Not to do the Harapod now that even though he got the hook shot in the chest right next to it. It saves you a good amount of time to do it there, but I can understand that just doing it this way. I mean, it works just as well. It's about maybe a 20 to 30 second if you hit the Harapod on your first attempt.
Yeah, well, the big key doesn't save that much time, so choosing not to do it.
Dunk on the other side, because of that amazing Houlihan weirdness, has decided that he's going to go and beat Mothula here for the green pendant now. It's 2 items, effectively, because there's one more item back here I know that we haven't seen. And then he'll also have the ability to turn in the green pendant.
Don't switch to the fire rod. Tracker's a bit misleading. He does have bow. Both of the runners have found it in Hara basement. Armor on them off. I think there was a couple of pokes there from BombchuMissile, so Molder wasn't enraged. Gets the compass for it, so there is an item, unfortunately, in the basement.
That's always a bad decision to have to make. You kind of have to decide, do I want to come back here again? I don't know if I want to come back here again.
Well, that is the pendant for Skull Woods and the crystal for Hera, respectively, for both of our runners.
Just deciding whatever's in that basement, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I've got 8 more checks that I can do over here. Actually, more than that, because yeah, that's right. He doesn't have mitts yet, so he kind of made the same decision. I made the same mistake I did. It was like, oh wait, no, I can go to dark. No, you don't have mitts yet. You can't do that.
Actually, was there an item in the big chest? I forgot.
I think I was watching Donka at the time and just kind of lost track, unfortunately.
There's the cave, so that will be the gold. No, that is tempered. Never mind. Getting my words mixed up again.
It's not a problem. Not a problem here. I know you did a comm earlier today, so.
Yeah, I trip over words all the time, though. Let's be real.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Paradox Cave, though, finally, and I think. Ooh, man, I kind of wonder if Dunka's committing to the Ped Seed.
Actually, wait a minute. It's time to for go mode.
Is it time to for go mode?
We don't need the lamp, technically. Well, we technically need it for the logic aspect of it, but our runners don't care about the lamp. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, no. At that point, yeah, you wouldn't even worry about it at all. It's gonna be kind of one of those Schrodinger's go mode here, because you're gonna have to run up and okay, well that'll help, but you have to run up and see what the Turtle Rock medallion is here.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, without the time says we can't do that just yet. So we're still in that weird spot.
And I guess that will eliminate the complete idea of a Ped Seed here. Because if it's Titan mitts for go mode, it would just make it so that Misery Mire there is, Misery Mire is mitts locked, so.
It can still be a Ped Seed, though.
It can still be a Ped Seed, but it's if Ped has to be Ether at this point.
Yeah, Ped has to be Ether, and the medallion for Turok has to be Ether, and Misery Mire has to be one of the other two that we already have. So the stars have to align for Ped to be in logic, basically, and that's very unlikely.
Right. There were a lot of ands there. It sounded like a week 17 of the NFL's like playoff predictions right there almost. It's like, and this happens, and this happens.
Yeah. I mean, the book can scare them into thinking it's Ped by telling you that it's Ether, but until we see Turtle Rock, until we see what Misery Mire is in terms of medallions, it's pretty safe to say that it won't be an issue right now.
Alright, well, Bombchu is going to give us a little bit of more information here. He's going to find out if this mountain trip has given you anything besides the crystal. And no, you got Quake.
You got the hook shot.
All.
You got the hook shot.
The hook shot as well. Right.
And we do have to do Swamp Palace for our 5/6 crystal. Hair was the other 5/6. And we do have the cape as well for Spike Cape, which he's going to do right now. And Dunka taking advantage of a rupee room to get some money for Zora, which we do know is the mirror. And we know the mirror is required this seed. Not just for Swamp, but because you need the mirror to get to Hera, which has the hook shot.
Right. And I guess Dunka just deciding that if I've got all of that right now, why didn't the duck pick him up?
I don't know. He must have missed it.
Dunka is having some of the weirdest glitches that I have ever seen. Quite honestly, this is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, he's gonna be so unhappy when he realizes that this is where his progression has been the entire time.
Given the seed, I think it's pretty safe to say that it is Swamp that is the right play.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that BombchuMissile is going places other than Swamp right now.
Well, I can see him going to get his gold, or his temperature rather. Going to make sure that the pendant is nothing. And while he's over here checking Graveyard Ledge and Cave Alpha Grove, otherwise known as Cave 45, just getting all of his mirror locks out of the way. And also checking Ped as well, just to make absolutely sure that this isn't a Ped seed for whatever reason. And really, like I said earlier, it's a very slim chance that it's Ped. Both the medallions need to be the proper way, and it needs to be Ether. That's it.
The nice big 300 there for Dunka just to kind of laugh at him. It's just like, oh, you were having rupee trouble. Oh, well, here you are.
Alright, so we'll see Bombchu opening up the back. He's gonna dive in first.
Well, this is a very strange time to do Skullwoods, quite honestly. You could have mirrored out immediately and just kind of gone, okay, is this something that I really need to be doing right now? I'm 100% open. This is a bit of an odd gamble to be taking. You're one item away from go mode here. It's Mitts, and you're not going to Swamp. I'm a little confused by this, but you know,
I can understand it for one reason, and it makes sense if you understand the reason. The reason is simply he wants to go with Swamp. He wants to go right through the dungeon and not waste any time looking for an item that could not be there for all he knows.
Oh, that's a good reason to do it, but I mean, you're if you're one item away and you're going into Swamp, you're gonna skip left side. You're not gonna go over there, and So you're just going to be picking up, you know, it's a difference of maybe, I don't know, 30 plus seconds or something like that, honestly. He gets his red mail.
Gets the mirror out. This is going to be a ped check. It can only be ether.
Yeah, if we see anything but ether, it's dead.
Gonna get the chest first.
Dunka with a very clean Moldorm fight there is just going to get a compass there and be told that if you want to get the second item, it's in the basement.
And this is ped check.
All right, get your hypes in chat if this is something you're interested in.
It can only be ether. And it's a heart container.
That is a dead ped, so we know that that is not where we need to be going. Misery Mire is just not going to be seen today, I probably, at this point. Dunka again getting dead rocked.
So there are still a few options for Bombchu to find the Titans outside of Swamp. And it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to check them like here. Like I mentioned earlier, it's Graveyard Ledge, it's the cave south of Grove, and also the Bombos medallion. Or the Bombos tablet.
I could see the Bombos tablet being a really good check to do before you go to Swamp, just because it's right next door. Cave 45, yeah, maybe. I guess Bombchu is choosing to do this because he didn't touch it earlier here, so he's picking up both of his items, and then he's going to get out of here. I honestly feel like, though, the more time that he spends not going to Swamp is the more time that he gives Dunka a chance to get back in this, because Dunka had that adventure with not having enough money to get Zora and get his mirror.
Yeah, so Bombchu's gonna opt to get the Tempered Sword here. Getting actually assisted by the Dacto, which is a rare sight.
What the frame window is on that there. Most of the time that guy gets you before you can pick that thing up.
Alright, moments of truth here. Where is BigDunka going? Going to 3 as well. So both runners are valuing skipping Swamp to check the mirror. And to their credit, not a bad call. We don't know if it's the right one to make. And I don't think either runner has checked the green pendant either.
Dunka turned it in. I remember him going over there to turn it in, but I don't think it was anything. Green rupee, according to our tracker here. Please do, if you can, give our trackers a bit of love here. They make this whole thing a lot easier for everybody involved.
Yeah, keeping us honest and the like.
And as we're still looking for things here, we're an hour in. These runners have been putting on a show for us here, trying to figure out exactly what's going on in this kind of crazy little seed here. If you could, do give them a follow there. That's BigDunka and BombchuMissile here. We'll have the links up in chat there for you.
I forgot about King's Tomb. If it's here, that's brilliant.
Oh, that's an awful place for it to be.
Nope. Oh. But it's another heart. And 11 hearts red is pretty safe, honestly. This will probably be the transition for Bombchu over to Catfish, which I don't think he's done yet. And then BigDunka will probably deviate and go west and south. And go check the Cave Salva Grove. Yeah, because Bonju hasn't turned in the mushroom yet.
Right, he's routing these in pretty smoothly. It's just unfortunate in his case that he's not going to find what he's needing. He's trying to set up a mirror bonk here, see if the game cooperated. So yeah, that nice quick way of being able to get back and check your mushroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, both runners just avoiding swamp right now. Finding a whole bunch of nothing.
So as I said, the allure of Gold Mode Swamp is keeping them out, and we'll see if they end up last locating both of their mids at the same time as a result. I think if anyone's gonna make the play first, though, it's gonna be BigDunka, because he's already been over in this area.
To be honest, this might happen at exactly the same time because I think I think Bombchu will be picking up his item from Catfish here at about the same time as Dunka is leaving King's Tomb here. So like this might be exact. All right, both pulling out the flute. Dunka is going to 4. BombchuMissile is going to
4.
5.
5? Oh, turn to the green pendant. Yeah, BigDunka's been a little bit more efficient with his checks. And BigDunka, I'm waiting for the turn. Heading to swamp.
Okay. All right, so this is going to be the thing here. Now, if BombchuMissile decides to instead, before going to swamp, where is BombchuMissile going now?
Magic Bat. South Grove.
I guess
Absolutely wants to go mode.
Yeah, he is avoiding swamp hard right now. And I think he just remembered that he doesn't need to go into the portal there for Magic Bat, and that is doubling back to it right now. So Duncan's going to give us swamp here, and we can find out exactly what we've been missing this entire time.
So Dunka could be in the lead here. You're pulling ahead of Bombchu by doing swamp first. But if Bombchu finds the Titans in an overworld location, that goes right back into his favor just as quick. And we still don't know if Ether is required.
Exactly, yeah, and I was kind of wondering, like, if it's one of these situations where it turns out that it's on Bombo's tablet right next door to Swamp, but you decided to go into Swamp first, you're gonna kind of question what you did there.
Let me blow your mind for a second here.
Oh, please.
Titans bits are in the dungeon, in Swamp, but Ether is required and is in Caves Alpha Grove, and Dunka goes to check a Turtle Rock first.
Yeah, that would completely shift the entire momentum of this race immediately right there. Bombchu's going to do these overworld checks first here. So if he finds Mitts in probably either of the 2 locations here, it's going to give him going to tie this game up quick.
Nope, hard piece here. Big chest, 20 rupees.
Is this where we just make the assumption that they're on left side swamp?
I mean, if we don't find an item, we might as well.
I don't know what it's been about this about this tournament, but it seems like half of the seeds that we've been getting for our runners, skipping left side swamp has just been death.
Well, we'll find out soon enough here. BigDunka is checking this. Bombchu is checking the... Sorry, dropped something. BigDunka is checking Bombos. It's not there.
Yeah, we needed to get to swamp it immediately. It looks like Dunka is making his way up for the waterfall chest here. He finds a map.
So
that would
Bombchu can make up time if he goes left side swamp immediately.
Yeah, that would be 3 items, I think, still left in the dungeon after this. So, this doesn't have
And-
our mitts.
Wait a minute. Actually, it could not be in here.
Or did we? Oh, it could be. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. This is the Pyramid Fairy Crystal. Yeah, it could be sitting
The
right
other
there.
It's the other pyramid. So either and the Titans could just be on Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, this is yeah, nope. So things have the intrigue has not stopped yet.
20 rupees. It's on Pyramid Fairy. I think it has to be. We've checked everywhere else, haven't we?
Oh, we've still got all of the items on left side, so
It's only one item.
is it only one? I thought we got
found the
big...
map.
We found the map and the compass, I thought.
Oh, did we find the compass? I didn't see the compass.
We'll get an inventory check here in a minute because he'll have to switch to hookshot. But I'm pretty sure we've got the that he got the compass as well. I'm not 100. Compass was drown chest. Okay, thank you. So yeah, there's 2 items back there.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be a close one right now.
Bombchu needs to go left side immediately.
This is it's getting to be very, very interesting very quickly, but I can't see Bombchu going left side first here. He's 1 item away, and I think he probably knows it in his head that I need to find these mitts as quickly as I can.
If it's left side swamp, well, actually, his last location is item. He knows it's in here. He's not leaving anything behind. He's gonna go left side first. I feel it. And if I'm wrong, so be it. Come on, Bombchu, go left. Left side. What?
Yes, he's going left
he
side.
bait-
We're Oh no, what is that? Ah.
He baited us.
Stop baiting the commentators, bud.
Oh man.
You had us hooked there. We were buying into your idea totally.
He had us hookshot, line, and sinker.
Oh, there it is. I was waiting for it to come. All right, so Dunka is going to give us this check. He's going to push over this block, dash up, jump down the hole, and we'll find out what our first item that has been hiding over here the entire time was. It is 50 rupees. All right, hook shot across.
300. So
okay. Wow. Yeah, we've got to keep looking. It looks like now.
And BigDunka may not check Pyramid Fairy right away. So Bombchu, if he decides to abandon left side swamp, that is the best play to make. He needs to go straight to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, but how do you abandon left side swamp with 2 items in there? Like it would be if it is, it's the play of the game by far. It's the right play to make. We know that, but we also don't have the controller in our hands right now.
Yeah, that is the other thing to note.
Like, from a runner standpoint, you're gonna go back in. You're just gonna. I mean, unless you just have ESP, you're gonna go back in.
Well, there's the crystal for Bombchu.
Moment of truth here. What is Bombchu gonna do here? He's had these couple of little checks to do. It looks like Dunka is headed to the pyramid right now.
Bombchu going back in.
All right, so this is gonna just give. I mean, assuming that we are right and we have not forgotten anything, which, you know, take it with a grain of salt here. There's always a chance that we have forgotten something. BigDunka is gonna have quite a lead because left side swamp is not a fast check.
There is, well, Timesmiths are definite go mode. They're gonna be there, but it could still be Muzzling Mire area with Ether or Ice Palace for Ether for access to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we
So
could
there
get
is-
something really nasty like Ether being on Vitreous or something completely crazy like that, just to make these runners, you know, scream a little bit more for us.
All right, well, let's see what we got here in Pyramid Fairy. There's the Titan's Mitts. There's the bug catching net. Still a little bit of room for error here.
Both,
But that
both
is-
very useful items. Oh, sorry, go
But
ahead.
that, at 1 hour, 13 minutes and change, medallion pending, we are in go mode.
Dunka choosing not to hit the mountain first, instead is gonna go to Ice Palace here. I'm assuming this will be a go mode Ice Palace.
I would assume so as well. Yeah.
Yeah, your 2/3 chance that you're in go mode right now. You're probably going to do this. Now I understand why he's not going up the mountain here, because you're just, if you can only make one trip up the mountain, things are great. And if you go up now to check TR, even if it's not a Ether and you can go ahead and complete it, then you have to still run back up it later. So yeah, here's the full go mode Ice Palace right now. So if TR is Ether, probably a good, I mean, depending on what Cold Stare has, it leaves a good 3 checks still available. BombchuMissile is making his way up to Pyramid right now. So this is going to be the difference in the game, right? Whatever time difference it has been here.
And if BombchuMissile follows suit, but checks and finds Ether, that could be a huge boon. Of course, this is all purely speculation until we see the medallion on Turtle Rock.
Right, and the other thing is, even if it's Ether, we still haven't done Hookshot Cave and we haven't done Super Bunny Cave, and the amount of times that the key has been under the mat right there is numerous. Now, Dunka just nailing that Ice Palace bomb jump on his first attempt there, like a boss.
So really, there's a lot of variables still left in this race, but it all revolves around if Ether is required for Turtle Rock. We'll see if BigDunka checks his chest.
He's just blitzing right by it. I mean, that's not that chest does not take a long time to check. I mean, I understand why you don't do it, but ooh.
I've never seen that text message before. Bonchu is gonna throw a bottle in, but has full bottles already.
Why you come here like you have something this fountain wants, you mean?
Yeah, I have never seen that.
Yeah, that's happened to me many times where you accidentally press up when you're checking one of those chests there, and the fairy yells at you for a minute.
I think I was actually trying to get something from it. Anyway, here's Cold Stare. Good corner trap. Great corner trap.
Hi, Cold Stare.
And Cold Stare had the small key, so that meant me mentioning that Samaria was that this dungeon with Samaria Light was foreshadowing, and I didn't even know it.
Hey, you know, when you're on fire there.
I guess, or rather on ice in this case. I don't know.
Here we go again.
All right, moment
Okay.
of truth here. Big
Oh,
Duncan.
what are we gonna see there up on that mountain?
Well, if you want the scene to go a little bit longer, you're rooting for BombchuMissile. You want it to be Ether, and you want it to be a 50-50 for BigDunka to not find it before Bombchu does.
God, it's miserable if it turns out Ether was just sitting here in Ice Palace this entire time because you know both of these runners would just avoid that. If you're talking about last location and things, they're gonna last location going back to Ice Palace.
It could be on the way.
Oh, I mean, it's very likely that it's on the way. I mean, but like if you get up here, you find it's not ether, and then you go through both of those two caves, and you get nothing. Then you're sitting here kind of just going, oh no, where is that awful thing? And we're back to Ice Rod Hunt. That's not actually an Ice Rod.
BigDunka getting trapped by the dead rocks a third time this seed.
Alright, V32, we gotta have killable dead rocks. If we can have killable thieves, we gotta have killable dead rocks.
Alright, moment of truth, folks. The Midnight Ender Turtle Rock is ether!
Oh, the game continues!
We are not in go mode yet.
Oh, both the runners are taking the exact same path through Ice Palace, not checking a thing.
Is ether here in Super Bunny? No, but the Cold Sword is. That's a fully equipped Ultros. Terrifying.
4 more checks remain up here before these runners' brains probably start to hurt.
So, if BombchuMissile makes the right call, then it's over.
Hey, nothing in the first chest.
The single
in the
arrow.
second chest.
50 rupees. And a heart piece. It's not on the mountain.
So guys, you go moded Ice Palace, and it's not there. Oh dear God, all the poor runners.
This just got spicy.
Oh, I would say, I'm going to have to say this again. If you can, please go ahead, give these runners a follow here. They are kind of, the seed is unfortunately kind of torturing them right now. They're having to find a needle in a haystack right now. Now, we know that BigDunka is not going to find it here. BombchuMissile was here earlier, I believe. Oh wow. Okay, so you've got let's take stock right now. Places it can be. You can be back in Ice Palace, which is probably the worst possible situation. It could also be Smith Chain. It can be somewhere in the mire area.
I'd put stock in it being in the Mire area.
I feel like that's probably the best guess here, but you've got 3 locations there because they're both the runners still left all of the items in Ice Palace, so there's 3 in Ice Palace. The Smith Chain will give you 3. The
Duncan is making absolutely sure it's not ether on Pen, which we were
I don't blame
worried
him
about.
at all.
I don't blame him
him at
either.
all. What do we and then the Mire area, you got the 2 in Mire, the 2 in the Shed, and the 1 in Checkerboard Cave. So there's 5 in Mire. So if you're going only by density, that's your play.
I would say go Mire for 2 reasons. 1, to make sure it's not ether also required for Misery Mire. Because if it is, it could be in there. Or if it isn't ether, it could be in there. And 2, there are also a handful of checks over in that area that are currently now available to us thanks to the fact we have Titansmiths. It's a total of 5 items. It's overall the most item-dense location if we count the dungeon itself.
Right, and to be honest, it is the this is the quickest check that you can do, but it looks like Dunka is choosing to go Smith Chain first. BombchuMissile just got about to get the full bad news that, yeah, no, you need to keep looking somewhere else. It's not here.
So if BombchuMissile does not waste any time doing the Smith Chain and instead heads over to Misery Mire, then the advantage is, I think this is going to be a Flute to 6.
Either that or, I mean, part of me would be really tempted to go back to ice.
No, there's Aether!
Okay,
It
we
says
got it.
hammer pegs! BombchuMissile hit a 4. BombchuMissile hit a 6! That's gonna be game.
This could be ether. If this is ether, then it's not done yet. Is this ether? That's ether. It was ether. Okay, so no, this is great for BombchuMissile. So he's not. He's gonna be behind, but this is behind within like GT routing.
Lamp.
And there, hey, there you go. There's your lamp.
So he won't be that far behind, but at the same time, he still has all of ice to check. Now he's not going to ice. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, I mean, ice, you've already go-moded ice, and if it's in ice, you're just gonna kind of go, okay, I guess I lose. This isn't gonna help him, but hopefully he goes to 3 after this, but we'll have to see. Dunka is just starting to gain seconds on him every moment that he doesn't go to hammer pegs. That's an 8. Oh god, he's going back to ice.
He's going to ice. Oh no, that's game.
Yeah, at this point, there's pretty much nothing you can do because a full clear of Ice Palace right now is basically what he's looking at. And that's 5-ish minutes right there. So, yeah, that's unfortunate because it was just a, hey, you've got 3 choices. Guess which one it was. Oh, sorry, bud. That's not the right one.
To BombchuMissile's defense, though, this is a 3-game set. He could still come back in game 2 to win this from behind and win it all.
Definitely, and also this is a completely defensible move because you were in here earlier. The logic gave you the path to come here. If you're just following the train, maybe this was the next stop. That it's not this time. Dunka's just going to be able to go mode Turtle Rock, even though go moding Turtle Rock is not particularly faster.
No. The best thing you can do when you're you basically are going over every chest regardless. The only way you can go mode Turtle Rock is if you get lucky and there's not a small key on Laser Bridge.
It is possible that if you get the absolute perfect key layout at the beginning, which is, I think it's like 3 small keys and the big key, you can steal a key from the pokey and then just ignore all of the bottom. I think that's happened to me in the 2.5 years I've been playing. I think that's happened to me twice. So that's how often that happens.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely.
It seems to happen at about the same frequency as when you steal the key from the pokey here, which I assume Dunka will be doing in a second, and then you don't find a small key on any of the next 5 chests.
Yeah, those Hokobokus can be kind of weird enemies to deal with.
Gold Sword takes them down nice and quick there, but yeah, their hitboxes are odd.
Yeah, I pretty much fire rod them every single time. They have to have the burning animation, but at the same time, they don't split, or the split at the very minimal.
That's definitely the easiest way to do it here. I occasionally, depending on, if you're playing like an entrance randomizer or something, one of my favorite things to do in that room in particular is just walk in there with bombos and just be like, "Hi boys, everything dies."
Yeah, bombos would work. Ice would work as well. Ether would work as well, freezing them solid.
Right, and then you just get them into a corner and just hit them repeatedly until they're gone. So, Dunka has stolen that key here, so getting through that little room there, he's going to make his way to the back. If he finds a small key here in any of these next 5 chests, he goes to Trinex and there's not a problem. Like I said, small chance that there was a small key in the lava chest and a small key in the in the big chest. If that happens, well, he has to come back.
Nope, there's a small key. He's good.
Yep. All set, ready to go for a Dunka here. He's on his way to Trinex with a gold sword, so just say a couple of quick words for Trinex here, because he's not going to last very long.
I mean, I can see a few more words, but we're gonna wait for a little bit.
First, we have to take a dark ride.
The movement in Bonchu there, he's panicking.
It's a bad feeling.
Yeah, I
at
think
this
he
point,
knows.
He's made the wrong decision.
Yeah, he has to have.
In his hope right now, he's hoping that Dunka has done the exact same thing.
Oh no, he might have forgot to check. He might have forgotten Hammerface is even an option.
Yeah, this might be I've forgotten Smith chain. I mean, where? Check that,
Yeah,
bud.
he's completely forgotten.
I mean, runners at this level don't typically play with map trackers. Like it doesn't seem to really help most of the time. Yeah, this is I've forgotten everything. I'm double checking this, and he's just forgotten Smith chain as a thing at this point.
Double spin and a slash. Nice and easy kill on Trinex's snake form there. And with this boss defeated, we are getting the 7th and final crystal to Ganon's tower. And chat, if you're a fan of the randomizer, you know what that means. It's we have a game we like to play. There are 22 chests in Ganon's tower basement. Only one of those can have the big key we need to move up the tower and finish this seed. Give us a number in chat. Tell us where you think that big key will be. Dace, where do you think it's gonna be?
I think I'm gonna go with a nice 4 today.
4. You want it early. I also want it early. Let's put it in Hope Room.
Ooh, that's even better. I like that one right there.
Let's have it actually. Let me add to it. Let's just have this be a God GT. Small key, big key, Hope Room. Let's go.
God, those are the best. Those are fantastic. Now, unfortunately, Bombchu on his side is having the nice, extremely long look at his map to go, wait, what the heck can I do? Oh no, I just remembered, and yeah.
And BigDunka is actually gonna do Torch first.
This is the new hotness of the Dark Magician route. Or at least typically what a lot of the top runners have been doing. Don't ask me exactly why. Supposedly it saves a couple of seconds over on average over the other routes. But you go left, you check these chests right here. Now small keys in here.
3. Oh. I think I heard something about the logic there. I think this is the right play. So
Yeah,
3 small keys means, I think that means that the big key's on the right side.
It doesn't guarantee it.
But it's very likely.
It suggests it, yeah. Because now with all of those keys, you can just come to the right side without any issue and just kind of check to see what do you got here. As Bombchu gets the bad news of, hey, I found your ether medallion. It was hiding in hammer pegs this entire time.
Yeah. So we're up to 7 now on the count, just as a note. So it'll be 8, 9, 10, and 11 coming up here.
Now, gonna be kind of interested with all of those keys that Dunka got if he does the full Dark Magician route, because the full Dark Magician route requires you to continue on from this room.
12, then 8, 9, 10.
Not back here.
11. No, it's not.
Yeah. One of the little quirks of the logic there is that if it's going to be on the right side there, that you need to have a small key in there with it. So if you've opened up 3 chests without getting a small key there, it's not there.
All right, so we're up to 11 now. Unfortunately, we were both dead wrong. It's not a God GT.
Well, the 4 keys tend to suggest, hey, it's probably in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12 is bombs. Nice boomerang shots. Bombchu now entering Turtle Rock. No, that's 13, isn't it? Yeah, 13.
I'm being corrected by somebody who a little bit more familiar with the logic of the game. If there is a big key in there, if there's a small key in there, it's definitely there, but a small key is not required to be there. Maybe I said that wrong, but yeah. If you find a small key in there, there's a big key in there as well.
It's always good to know.
Yeah, it doesn't really save you anything at that point because you're just opening chests. You're like, is this here? Is it here? Is it here? And if it's not there, oop, Dunka going the wrong way on his dash there, but he's got a cushion here. Probably doesn't realize it at the moment. But
Yeah, very comfy cushion.
any of these tournament races, once you start hitting that 130 mark, you start to get really nervous about where you're. 128 of the best runners here are in this tournament, or at least were in this tournament. That's the big key there on Bob's chest.
18. No one guessed it dead on. The closest person was C4 Maniac with 17.
Congratulations there. Does he win anything?
Oh, well, the game was just for fun. Unfortunately, we wouldn't have a leaderboard going up, but unfortunately, the bot doesn't seem to be working. And it hasn't been working this entire tournament.
Lifetime supply of rando seeds, according to chat. That seems like always a pretty good prize. Dunka picked up that nice full magic drop there in in Mimic 2 there, so he's gonna have the fire rod to just go through this gauntlet and just light everything ablaze.
Yeah. The Zax, unfortunately, will burn, but the Stalfos will not. But hey, if you get a clean shot on the Zac, you're gonna take it.
Oh yeah, of course. You don't really care, and if it's at the top of the screen like that, it gives you time to walk down to the door at the bottom.
All right, last room. Pokeball was getting away from BombchuMissile a little bit. Oh!
Almost the zero cycle there.
I think
Gonna get it though with this.
Yeah, I think what happened there, because it looked kind of weird, I think BigDunka was hit by an invisible rock from the Lamolas popping out of the ground.
Oh, that has happened to me many times, and it's always kind of frustrating because you're like, I didn't see it. How could I have avoided it?
Yeah, as long as you're staying away from the diagonal directions when the Lamolas appear, then you'll be fine until you get to the last one, in which it'll shoot in all 8 directions. Alright, but through the worst of Ganon's Tower, just has to do the cleanup on the top floor, and we'll be done.
Oh, Bombchu just having a rough time there in that crystal roller room there in TR, having just you can see the nerves are starting to get to him. He's feeling way behind, and there's some rage slashes being thrown on that platform. Got a feel for the guy at this point here. Nothing that he could have done really differently here. He just would have had to get better luck. That's the part of Rando that sometimes is the hardest to deal with. This is that there is, for as much skill as you can have here, luck plays a role.
Yeah. BigDunka not showing us what's in Mulder's chest. Some would argue that's the correct thing to do.
You've already blown him up. You might as well leave some of its possessions still there, right?
I have called it that in the past. Alright, Agatu! Okay, Panda, start things off. Easy double, not gonna be a triple though. Ooh. Oh, blue ball. Another blue ball. But down goes Agatu, and it's now time to fight the pig. Bonchu didn't get quite as clean as the Trinex fight, but with Gold Sword, it doesn't really matter. So it's time for Ganon. Gold Sword, Silver Arrows, pretty much the easiest fight you can have, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and if you really want to make it even easier, you've got Cape as well. So you've got Cape and half magic, so you could make it so Ganon can't even hit you once.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I've seen that one recently. I don't know where it's from or what it is.
That's a
but...
Portal reference, I think.
Is it?
Companion Duck, Companion Cube, yeah. A little bit of text change, but I think it's a reference to Portal.
Oh man, I so actually want a companion duck now.
Well, you always have one you ever have a flute.
I think I want one in real life.
Anyway, phase 3 again is starting off here. Seated teleports. After which we'll have the darkness technique. Beautiful 1-to-1 cycle as well. No, for the first 2 phases. But yeah, keep the torches lit. Stun Ganon with the Gold Sword, and then force arrows to finish the day. And if somehow Dunker runs out of silver arrows, 3 spin attacks per missed silver. As Ganon teleports away, those are the silverless threats that we know so well. Doesn't really need.
Oh man, Dunka, come on now.
Dunka giving me nearly a heart attack there. We're gonna do the GG's in chat for BigDunka. What a finish there. Had us hanging on the edge of our seats. And that is Dunka finished with an official first place time of 1 hour, 41 minutes flat. And we are now joined by BigDunka. GG's. Wow, what a seed this was.
Ugh, GG's. That was so frustrating.
Yeah, pretty much a last location Titans miss for both of you. BombchuMissile was pretty much on your tail though until you revealed the ether. You both saw the ether tablet or the ether medallion requirement. You found it immediately. BombchuMissile went back to ice.
Yeah, I just had to go for that. I mean, I don't think in any circumstance I wouldn't just go for it. Yeah. I don't know much to say about that one. I got pretty tilted when I got that weird bomb glitch with Houlihan. I've gotten that before. I don't know what causes it, but that costs a huge amount of time because I had to then do a whole bunch of other stuff to get that.
Yeah, that was a weird glitch as well. We were expecting that it might be similar to the spooky action, but as far as how it happens, I could not have told you at all.
best guess that we were working with there is a lot of runners have run into a similar thing when they're trying to do Harapot, and it's something about picking up one of the drops from the enemies or something like that. I've never seen it happen there before at all, but you ended up getting through it there. It took you a little bit longer to find the mirror, but then you made up time very quickly.
Well, the good news is there was nothing else to do. From that point, it's pretty linear until the ether check, and even then, there wasn't a whole lot left.
That ether check was an issue for both of you guys there, because we were speculating once you ran up there and you showed us that it was ether and there was nothing on the mountain. We realized that there was 3 locations that it could be, and somebody was going to be right and somebody was going to be wrong. Any reason why you decided Thieves Town, not Thieves Town, but the Smith Chain over the other 2?
Just because I wanted to do the pet check, and I was right there. In hindsight, I probably should have done the Meyer check first, because if you see ethers there, which I saw when I caught up here, I saw that it was. Then you don't have to make the pet check. I kind of thought about that too late, but basically, I wasn't gonna go back into ice unless I absolutely had to.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bonchu did the same thing, but already had read the pedestal, and as a result went into ice, thinking it was there, and at that point, that pretty much sealed the deal with this race, because you had already found the ether medallion at that point.
Yeah, and that's and then it's what you can do about that. I saw him go back into ice and do some cleanup stuff too. So it is what it is. It's just that's rando right there.
Yeah, you did find the lamp though. It was.
I saw that. I kind of thought it was going to be an ice, because I go model ice, but yeah.
And we were actually worried the whole time that this scene was not done yet when the ether showed up, and then we ended up being right here in the commentary booth.
We were really worried that both of you when you went into ice the first time, both of you just go moded it, which I mean, both of us agreed was the right decision, because a 2 out of 3 chance that you're right on that one. And when we saw that it was ether, it just kind of broke our minds and chat's minds and everybody there. What was your internal monologue there when you saw that it was ether?
It wasn't internal. It was very loud and open. It was unpleasant. It was typical. The whole time going up there, I was just saying, don't do it, and then you see it and you're like, of course.
Anyway, you managed to pull it up through here and win this race.
Yeah. We got game 2 tomorrow, same time, so.
Yep. You have a little bit of a comfort zone, but you shouldn't let your guard down. That was the same.
Yeah, no, of course not. And these can go anyway. I have recently discovered that it's going to be MC Shuffle.
Ah, so it's going to be Map Compass Shuffle.
I like that. It's a fun mode. Really fun.
Yeah, puts more incentive into the dungeons. Also makes it so that relying on the maps initial map strength is not going to help too much, so you're more likely to dip dungeons. Just generally puts more weight on the dungeons in general. And
it guarantees that there's something good on the boss almost all the time. So.
And hopefully that'll change things up and make this a game 3, or force a game 3 here.
I want to see a game 3.
Yeah, see, I would just love to see a game 3 as well. Of course, you've got the comfortable 1-0 lead here, but you shouldn't let your guard down all the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to step away. I need to stretch. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Again, thanks everyone, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow.
Indeed.
Get your GGs back in chat there for BigDunka there with taking game 1 out of these 3 game set here. Bombchu moves into his Agatu fight. Like he landed a double on that first one and followed that up with a single here. Another double. 2-1-2 so far.
And this should be an easy one. There it is. And now it's time for BombchuMissile to fight the pig. I will give BombchuMissile credit where it's due. He did not immediately forfeit after being so frustrated here. Gotta not let the season get the better of him. Good sportsmanship as far as I'm concerned. Alright, time for the Ganon fight.
A duck. It gets this first 6 there without any problem. It's taken out a little bit of additional rage on Ganon, it looks like, giving him a few extra shots to the back there with that butter sword.
Has to be a little careful, running low on health. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And it still has a red pot. He could drink it right now just to be absolutely safe.
Ganon just teleporting all over.
Oh! Oh no!
Is it?
Oh,
no! He goes down. Oh, that's a shame.
So to mention something here, the fire bats don't actually have knockback. They reverse your control inputs, so you end up pushing yourself into the pits.
Oh, it feels bad right there. That feels bad. He's going to pick up the fairy from the bonkable tree there out front of the pyramid and make his way back up there for round 2 with this pig.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
And we should also mention something else. And this is something that is in play for fairness. Both runners get the same RNG, but if one of them fails to defeat Ganon the first time around, the guaranteed seeding for the phase 3 changes. So he might get a worse pattern or he might get a better pattern. Same also applies to Aghanim in both phases.
This really awkward interrupted Ganon thing here. Ganon ended up picking up his trident there a little bit early, so instead of having his back to the screen the way he usually does, he was facing the screen even though he was at the bottom of it. It's one of these weird things that happens occasionally.
Yeah, definitely a rare sight to see. Ooh, okay, he got hit with a fire bat there, but didn't move.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, sorry, chat. Sorry, everyone. That the fire bat to the face there caught me off guard.
Yeah, it does that. Looks like he's gonna take his time here. That's a smart play. That's a double if he can get it. 1, 2, there we go. Whew. Not being deterred, gets it done. BombchuMissile finishing the seat up strong. Ugh, trying to give us a heart attack at the booth here. But that is GG. That is BombchuMissile finishing in second place with a time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 22 seconds.
GG's to BombchuMissile there. Just kind of unfortunately had Rando go against him today.
Yeah.
Gets another chance tomorrow there to even up the series.
And we'll see if he wants to join us here on the mic. I wouldn't. Hopefully he's up for talking. But yeah, this scene was just mind melting. It was last location Titus Mitts, which ended up being a faux mode because it was Ether for Turtle Rock and we couldn't check it, and then it came down to basically pick where you think the Ether medallion was, and one person got it right, one person got it dead wrong. That's how sometimes the randomizer goes, really, if you think about it. So hopefully, BombchuMissile will make it up in game 2.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's just it's not. It wasn't the. It was what we were kind of worried about. It's not an ice rod hunt, but it was
Essentially.
Yeah, it's a shame there.
We are now joined by BombchuMissile, GG's, and a good effort this seed.
Hey, GG's.
So, as you probably saw, it did come down to basically a choice of location for the Ether medallion, and you ended up choosing Ice Palace, and BigDunka chose Hammer Pigs first.
Yeah, Hammer Pegs is definitely, well, obviously the right play, but it was definitely the right play for what I was doing, and I kind of just trolled myself a little bit. When I was fully prepared, like skipping all the checks in Ice Palace, I was like mentally prepared that Ether could still be required. And when I got up to Turtle Rock, I was actually like, okay, cool. Ether's required. Let's go Hookshot Cave. Let's check Super Bunny Cave. And then we're going to do Mire. Let's go do Mire. It's got to be in Mire, right? And then Mire's Ether locked. And when I get out of Checkerboard Cave, I just kind of made the wrong, kind of made a panic decision. Like, oh, I must have left it in Ice Palace instead of thinking through that. And I hadn't had the Titan's Mitts that long, thinking through that the Titan's Mitts unlocked those new locations.
Yeah. BigDunka also did not check Pev, which is what mainly influenced him going over that way. Which
was
thanks
just-
to the Ped seed. This would have been really bad for a Ped seed.
I wouldn't have minded. I had that checked decently, I guess. Another mistake was, well, I guess just decision coming out of Hera and doing the East Death Mountain. Getting the cape made me want to go back and do Spike Cave with Hera Basement. And then, like, okay, I got cape, I can do the whole Northern Dark World, and just put out Swamp for way too long.
Yeah. And if you had actually gone to Swamp, you would have actually been fairly well in the lead there. And maybe the Ice Palace, this trip up wouldn't have mattered as much. But all we can do is speculate here. We already know that next week, or tomorrow rather, you are going to be switching it up with Map Compass Shuffle, hoping to get back in here. It's do or die for you. Do you think you can pull it off? Give us a game 3?
I think I can. I felt really good about tonight. I would run back the whole first hour. I felt good about my checks, basically up until leaving Hera. I felt like really solid with what I was doing. And we're gonna spice up the race for tomorrow a little bit with the compass and map.
Well, I'll certainly be looking forward to it. Did any final thoughts about the seat before you go ahead and enjoy the rest of your evening?
It wasn't the worst, but it was a little trolly. I just let it troll me a little more than it needed to. But I would take something like this again tomorrow and just be a little more prepared for it. Let's do it.
Good mentality to have. I'm not gonna just. I have mad respect for that. Make sure to follow BombchuMissile and of course BigDunka here once again, folks, putting an excellent race for us. Also, make sure to follow Speed Gaming's 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action. Not just a Link to Best Randomizer, and of course, we also have some races featured on a Link to Best Randomizer and a Link to Best Randomizer 2 through 5, so make sure to follow those as well. And again, these two are going to be meeting up tomorrow, same time. Maybe not the same restream, But in terms of races we still have left to air, coming up in an hour from now is Phyllium versus Ganon's Gone Wild. That is game 1 between them. And a race that should be still in progress is... Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, about an hour in on Speed Gaming 5 is 1UP40 versus RD Walsh VE. Looks like that is a game 3 between them, so that one's going to be wrapping up shortly as well. So that's going to do it for... And also, of course, make sure to follow my co-commentator, their Days Cloud, our tracker, which was Jig here in chat. And that about wraps things up. So from all of us here at Link to the Best Randomizer, I have been Wolfling0370. We shall see you all next time, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.